Please pay attention very quickly. We don't have much time, and if you don't, you might miss some very important information. Are you still with me? Did an ad begin to roll before I was speaking? As I was speaking? Is an ad rolling right now and you're not even hearing this until the ad is over? Well, unfortunately, there are probably more ads to come unless you are a premium member of whichever service you're watching this video on. And in this video, we are going to discuss a few things that are making content creation and being a live streamer even more difficult than it already is. One of those is ads. If you did happen to receive an ad break at the beginning of the video or while I was talking through the intro and you stuck around and you made it through, then I very much appreciate it. We're going to be talking about what is happening to online content creation as well as live streaming. Primarily being that ads have all but taken over this entire experience. Every time you click into a video these days and every 3 to 5 minutes afterwards, you're probably going to get an ad. It's the same with live streaming, with pre-roll ads, and with services like Twitch that force you to run at least 3 minutes worth of ads every hour at minimum. But was it always like this in the space of content creation? And why now are ads becoming so prominent? Especially in a space where creators are already struggling and fighting an uphill battle to be seen and discovered, and the nuclear elephant in the room making it 10 times harder to do just that. The vast majority of people, of course, choosing to simply click away as soon as an ad roll begins. Now let me ask you a question. Do you remember cable television? Do you remember the slow and inevitable death of cable television? Well, live streaming seems to be suffering from something pretty similar and may suffer a similar fate if something isn't done about it. Much like cable TV that is largely a thing of the past, ads or commercials were ran to showcase new products and services to consumers. This was done in a way that they may not have otherwise gotten or seen. The companies had their products pushed out in front of millions of people, increasing their revenue potential, and the network received a payout for allowing them to host on their channels. It was an old school way of getting new information out in a time when mass media and constant connection to media just wasn't a thing quite like it is now. However, in today's day and age, things are much different. The model of running adverts is practically the same. A company that has a product or service pays a platform to showcase it. They all get a cut. It's displayed in front of millions of people. Sounds great, right? Well, in the digital age we now live in, it's more akin to a plague than anything that is actually helpful. In fact, if you watching this video are like most people, you're probably rarely ever going to buy anything because an ad popped up and you saw it. More likely, you're going to think of something that you could use or need. You'll research it online, compare and contrast options, and then eventually make a decision. Your phone then, of course, spies on you and starts showing you a million variations of that same thing in an effort to get you to buy more of it or items that are related to it. So we all know this. This is essentially the buying and selling of ads in the marketplace. They're everywhere all the time now. You can't escape them. And half the time they are placed all over websites or media outlets that have nothing to do with the content that you were there searching for, like online articles, journals, media websites related to news, etc. It's all over the place. A lot of them begin to autoplay. It's extremely annoying. So how do we tie this together with content creation and streaming? Cable's decline began when the access to content at any time, anywhere started to take off. Through portable handheld devices like phones and tablets, you no longer needed to be at home to watch TV. You could watch a wide variety of content pretty much anywhere you were as long as you had a stable connection and largely for free. This was the big nail in the coffin for cable. The money that companies and networks were exchanging for airtime just wasn't paying off anymore. People weren't watching cable TV. They weren't sitting at home all day to consume ads and programming. People weren't seeing them, and therefore they weren't buying in the same way. So enter the era of live streaming and content creators. Twitch, YouTube, these companies in play saw what was going on and they made a pivot. Now, the pivot was slow. Ad companies, marketing agencies started to realize that people were migrating away from your traditional analog experience and moving into a world that was primarily online, but it didn't happen all at one time. In fact, in the early days of YouTube, for instance, I barely remember it because I didn't adopt it early on, which everyone who's online now regrets, of course. I would imagine that ads simply weren't really a thing. In fact, YouTube didn't really start anywhere near what it is now. People uploading random content that didn't really have anything to do with anything, but it was enjoyed and consumed. They transitioned their model, and as we know now, it paid off for them. So in the beginning, it was a lot easier to have an audience find you and like your content, follow you, engage with you, all without so many middlemen or interference between you and what you were trying to consume or the person it was you were trying to see. It was a new playground that felt open and unhindered. It was the Wild West of figuring out how online content creation and people who were going to be posting their lives or what they thought was going to work. So you fast forward until now, and platforms like YouTube, Twitch, for instance, for live streaming are bigger than cable ever thought about being. There are hundreds of millions of users on Twitch every month, billions of active users on YouTube. The entire world uses these platforms. Media has outshined in the online space more than any cable service could have ever dreamed possible. Now, the relationship that exists between ad companies, marketing agencies, and these online platforms, it's not inherently bad. It's just simply the amount of it that is occurring and how widespread and inescapable it has become. Ultimately, the lack of control that creators have of it, even on their own channels as well. So let's break down a few ways that this occurs. We'll start with YouTube. YouTube at the very least allows you to skip ads. At least I believe that they still do. Though the volume and the amount of ads has certainly increased over the years, and this is echoed in a lot of online streams that I watch. You can select to skip them after roughly 5 to 10 seconds, which is great, but the amount of them again has certainly increased. Enter premium services. YouTube has introduced YouTube Premium, which allows you to pay for a membership to YouTube every month, which includes YouTube, YouTube Music. It's all ad free and you don't have to worry about it. It's $30 a month and you can share it with up to 5 people. Not a half bad deal if YouTube is your primary platform, but if it's not, then you're kind of just out of luck. What about Twitch? Twitch is a little different as well, a little bit more difficult to say the least. Twitch not only inserts ads throughout the live streams, but they're unskippable, resulting in a loss of real-time events that are happening in the background. Sure, there's a little box that pops up in the right-hand corner of the screen, but you can't really see it. And they also force you to run pre-roll ads unless you adjust your ads timer in your ads manager to run a certain amount every hour. Now, this is something that almost instantly turns off any viewer clicking into a stream for the first time. It's great, it's all well and good that they let you adjust your little slider to be able to run ads every 30 seconds or every 3 minutes, but the fact that you can't turn them off or disable them entirely is something that I do feel like you should have. I mean, yes, the platform isn't going to make as much money and you're not going to make as much money, but the fact that they're unskippable and they often run when someone first clicks into your stream, it's a huge problem. Now, Twitch does offer a few solutions as a viewer to counter this. Twitch Turbo, very similar to YouTube Premium, allows you to pay for a premium service to the entire platform where you get exclusive rewards and an ad-free experience. Okay, that's great. If you feel like paying for a monthly membership, cool, but some people don't. So perhaps you have Amazon Prime Prime. You can use a free Prime sub to get an ad-free viewing experience from your favorite creator, but it doesn't apply site-wide. Beyond this, on Twitch, there's really not much else you can do about it. We've talked about a lot so far in this video, and we could honestly go on and on and on about ads, how much we hate them, their history, etc. But let's get into some real meat in this video before we end it, which is how this relationship directly affects the creators on this platform and how much more difficult it makes it to grow, but the necessity of the evil that it is. Let's start with growth. You're a new creator who decided that you want to put your ideas out there to the world, your views, your personality, whatever your comedy, you're doing it. You decide, let's go for YouTube, let's go for Twitch. So let's start with Twitch. It's a little nastier when you're streaming in an endless ocean of creators on Twitch, all clamoring for some interaction and discovery. What is the last thing that you want to see as a viewer when you click onto a stream? An ad. Better yet, 3 to 5 minutes of ads. 99% of the time, the viewer is going to click off of you because they don't know you. They have no incentive of sticking around or coming back. So the ever-increasing barrier that small creators face continues to just grow and grow and grow. Not to mention that Twitch's algorithm is nowhere near as optimized for discovery as a platform like YouTube, for instance. And this is why, honestly, reaching affiliate as a new streamer should absolutely be your last priority. Believe me guys, reaching affiliate on Twitch is not going to do anything for you. It's only going to make it harder for you to gain a following and for people to stick with you because they don't know you enough yet. You don't have social proof or validation enough yet. And when you reach affiliate, it's going to feel good for about 5 minutes until all of the ads that run on your channel keep people from watching you. Alongside that, creating content off stream and cross-promoting it should be your primary focus. Streaming as a new creator should be absolutely last. It shouldn't even be something you do really at all. You should be creating content offline, cross-promoting it, and then have live streaming be buried about 6 feet underneath all of that. So now we're at the parasitic, necessary evil relationship of ads. What do ads do? Well, they don't really do much in the way of probably selling products. I guess maybe they're informative if somebody just really latches onto one, but they make the platform that's hosting them and the creator money. That's what they do. So turning ads completely off on your channel eliminates that platform from making money, which is why they don't allow you to do it. But it also eliminates a potential revenue stream for you. So you have to ask yourself if that's something that you're willing to do. If you're a small-time creator with not much of a live following, you're not really getting donations and you don't really have sponsorships coming in, well, ads may be one of the only, if not the only source of revenue you do have, and it's probably only going to be a few dollars at a time at best. So as a creator, you have to dig through the variety of ways to manage ads on your channel. Now with YouTube, I'm not sure how customized you can get with them. On Twitch, it's kind of the same. You can't really do much about the ads running. You can really only set the amount that you want to run and how often, the density, if you will. So you really only have 2 choices. Either you're going to be the type of content creator or streamer that just says, I'm going balls to the wall through October to December and I'm running as many ads as I can every 30 seconds to make as much money as I can, which of course is only going to work if you have a really large following who doesn't care, and even then probably not going to have a very good live viewership. Or you're the type of person who just slides that little deal all the way to the end and says, hey, I want ads to run as little as often, once every hour, but they're going to be long. 3 minutes worth of ads on Twitch. That's a lot of freaking ads, man. That's something that you have to be cognizant of and be able to say, hey guys, an upcoming ad break is fixing to hit. We're going to take a small break while that runs. The only other way to really do it is what we've already covered. Premium features, subs, premium, turbo. Some people do use ad blockers, but you're still probably going to have to pay for better features even on an ad blocker that you can install for free. And to be honest with you, I don't really know how well they work. I've used a few, they weren't great. Again, for better features, you're still probably going to have to pay. So we've touched on a lot in this video. It's not even really the half of it, and all of this was really just to say that streaming and growing as a content creator is pretty damn hard. It's extremely saturated. You're not going to be able to really do anything that hasn't been done before, so you just have to be willing to grind it out, adapt, learn, and be patient. Oh, and be willing to wade through all of the ads. It's unfortunate to have to tell people to pay for a premium service if they want to avoid it, or to sub to your channel, etc., but it's just the reality we find ourselves in. If you're using an ad blocker and it works, great, but honestly, more control needs to be given to the creator and their channel to minimize the amount of ads that run, or just opt out of them altogether if they feel like that is what is best for them, and it's a sacrifice that they can make. And there really aren't any platforms that even come close to what YouTube and Twitch currently have and have had. They pop up from time to time here and there, but largely they just fall right back off and are never really heard of or considered again. YouTube is still the king for long form offline browsing, and Twitch is still the queen, if you will, for live streaming content, especially for gaming and IRL. This is unlikely to change anytime soon, so it just is what it is. Unless a platform comes along that just radically shakes up the whole industry, which I really don't think will happen, at least in the context of YouTube. Live streaming is always subject to change, but I just really don't see anyone beating YouTube. So this is what we have to deal with. These are the things that you have to sort of think about and manage. And if you're a live streamer and you're trying to hit affiliate and you're grinding it out, I'm telling you right now, as someone who's done it, affiliate is not going to help your channel. It isn't. If you have a large following that you're able to come into a platform like Twitch with, great. Then by all means, grind it out. That following is everything. But if you're somebody who's just starting and doesn't really have a following across any socials, and you're trying to just sort of see what this is all about, it should be the last thing that you consider. Don't think about it at all. And as a matter of fact, you probably really shouldn't be streaming at all. Content creation is tough, and ads make it a lot harder. Hopefully, this sentiment is heard by these platforms, and even though their biggest mission is to make money from the platform and the creations that are uploaded to it, it would be great to see them invest in their creators and allow them a little bit more customization to enhance the overall viewing experience.